Welcome to another edition of the Wizard's Yacht, yacht number 3. We're taking this thing on its maiden voyage. Everything seems to be fine, but we're going to take it out and find out, is it really fine? Let's get started. So we've idled out onto the lake. Everything seems all right. It's not too windy of a day. It just finished raining this morning. So we're going to open her up and see what she does. You guys know I'm not going to go flying across the lake at max speed. I'm not even into that stuff. But we're going to open it up to a cruise speed about 8 or 10 and let's see what she does. This thing is sweet. We're cruising along at about 10.5 miles per hour and almost 80 feet of water. This Lowrance GPS and sonar came with the boat and it works very well. It's working perfectly. It shows us where we're at on the lake and also a sonar image of the bottom. This synchronization gauge does not work, so I'm just kind of going by the sound and the RPMs, and I can get it really close. All the other gauges are working fine. It steers really well. It's smooth. The engines just purr. The Chrysler big blocks. They're M400s. This thing could probably go a lot faster, but you end up using triple the amount of fuel for only 2 more miles per hour. I'm not really interested in that, but this thing is just cruising so smooth. So soft. Compared to the Bayliner, this thing's a Cadillac. It is so nice, guys. We're going to cruise around the lake, and as soon as we get done, we'll let you guys know how it goes. So welcome back, guys. We made it back from our sea trial, and I'm happy to report everything went well. I fully expected to have a breakdown. I fully expected to have issues, to have to stop out in the middle of the water because something's not working right, or possibly water leaking in at the propeller shaft, seals, or something really bad happening. But amazingly, nothing bad happened. We took it out, got it up on plane just for a little bit, and then we also cruised at around 2,000 RPM like we talked about, and it just purred like a kitten. It sounded as if it just wanted to go across the lake back and forth over and over with no trouble at all. Also, our generator worked great. It kept the ACs going and everything alive and well without any issues, without dying, without conking out on us or anything. It just really, really worked well. So as we're setting this thing up and going through all the different cabinets and different hiding spots that this thing has, it has all kinds of storage everywhere. We found this little charcoal grill. It's called Aqua Barbecue, and I researched it. It's from the 1970s, which very likely was bought new with the boat. And it clamps to this rail here. You put charcoal in it, you cook your food, and while it's cooking, you can swing it away from the boat so you don't burn your boat down. Any ashes or any hot particles from the charcoal will just fall in the water. And then when you need to do anything with the meat, you bring it back, do what you need to do, flip the meat, put it back out there. This will be really handy when we're out anchored and we can cook our own hamburgers, some chicken or whatever. That was a really good find. We didn't expect to find something like that. And they're kind of hard to find. I looked on eBay, there's like one for sale. It's like $150 because it's a vintage collector's item. Anyways, we're definitely going to use that. Let's take a look at some of the other really cool finds on this boat. The other thing that we found, which we knew existed, was the isinglass enclosure. It was all folded up and some of the stuff was just wadded up. We did test fit it to see that all the buttons line up and everything works as it should before we get them rebuilt or redone, and everything works perfectly. We've got a few ideas that we're going to try to clean up and make it a little bit more clear. Maybe you guys have some ideas in the comments what we could use, or some little tips or secrets to get that to clear up. Optimally, that's what we'd like to do, is just reuse what we have. It would be a lot cheaper that way. But we're really happy that everything's zipped up, everything buttons up, and it works really well. It'll be great for foul weather, and in this fall when we go on cruises, we don't have the cold air blowing on us. We can stay nice and warm. One thing that we accidentally stumbled across, I had my daughter out here pressure washing. She was just going to wash the boat. She started pressure washing the teak, and all the gray nastiness went away and brought back its nice golden hue. I'm really, really happy about that. All the boards came alive like they're new. They do need to have some teak oil or something added to them to protect them, but the color is back, guys. After she discovered that, I said, yes, keep going, do the whole boat. And she did a very good job. It turned out really well. Let's go ahead and head on inside.
Hey, welcome back. The inside is looking absolutely amazing. So much better than when we first walked in. Remember in that first video, food and crap was everywhere? It's getting there. It's clean. Hey, we have space and surface again. Still need to get a microwave shelf built, but we just didn't have time to get that done. But we do have our great chairs that fit nicely into our space. This week, I've added curtains. I need to order a couple more. I didn't get them all ordered. I need to, Amazon and I'll have to have a talk. But they look really good. They match the part. They match the 70s motif of the boat really, really well. So a couple of other things. I bought this table, but it was a tall table. So I cut the legs down a little bit and had to put the reinforcements back in, had to add another one on the side. But now this is a great little coffee table that also folds up, and there's a little cubby spot right next to the refrigerator that we'll be able to slide this into if we don't want this out. It's also small enough since we can fold it, we can get it outside if we need more table space outside as well. To add to the motif even more, the Wizard actually got this painting last Christmas from Crazy D. And doesn't it fit perfectly on the boat? It's just a great spot for it. Put a little poster tacky behind it so it doesn't actually move in the, when we're going around on the lake, but it fits oh so great. Also, if you look above, on this upper shelf, it was just way too naked, and so we added a few things. Oldest daughter had a TV. She's like, oh Mom, it's just too small. Well, that actually fits perfectly here on the boat again, and put some poster tacky under those little feet, and so it's not sliding around at all. Added, every boat needs a cat, and so we did add our stuffed cat, and then a couple of other decorations. One thing that's really funny is I remember this one in the house as a little kid. This was my parents, and so thought it seems perfect to add to our boat. Got a picture of the kids and us when we were on a trip to Florida, and again, just some other good nautical things. Wizard still has a few more things to work on. We're going to get rid of this big speaker and put in some little speakers that will fit nicely in these little cubby holes, and there's another cubby hole on the other side. So those will be recessed, hidden. We will barely even see them. Let's go check out that aft head. I promise you're going to be surprised. Let's go. So remember how bad this was? Remember those pop cans sitting by the sink, and the sink was black and there was just grime and goo and the floor was disgusting? It's not finished, but it's almost there. Let's take a peek. Ta-da! Doesn't that look so much better? That sink cleaned up so much. I used the steamer on it, and that loosened up a lot of that grime and dirt. I used some Comet with some bleach in it, so that got rid of the stains on it. The mirrors cleaned up. We do have a new light that's going to go in as well. And let me go ahead and close those curtains. You'll see how nice that looks. So we continued these curtains in this side as well, and that covers it up. So if we want light, they are the skinniest of little windows, but in this room, they had those blinds with the 8 feet of string attached to them. Highly unusable. This is so much easier, and it matches the part. And if they get yucky, mildewy, these are just standard for boats and RVs. I can just unpinch them, throw them in the wash, come back out. Working on the floor, I'm just doing some simple peel and stick tiles. This is, I know, they're not the most extravagant, but for a boat that gets wet a lot, these are simple, easy, and insanely cheap. So I haven't gotten them all finished yet because I need to finish cutting right through here an access panel. So if the Wizard ever needs to get in there and do some adjustments, he can still get in there. So I still need to finish a little bit of trim there. We're not talking about the shower yet. The shower does need a lot more work, but we're not really making this a functional bathroom. All that we've been able to do so far in here is kind of get ready. Have the mirror, make sure, we're looking good. The Wizard does his hair in here, so need to make sure that we have the mirror and the lights to get that done. Let's go see what's going on outside.
So we've got really nice neighbors here, and they're also listening to really nice music. They're listening to the radio over there right now. My daughter went through and pressure washed the boat, and it looks so much better. I have yet to buff it. I'd like to buff it out and make it shine, but it's no longer a dingy dirt bag. It's actually very nice and presentable. So the people that are here at the marina, they've seen this thing come back to life and they're just very excited. They're actually interested in the story of it, and they've seen it sitting here for the past 2 or 3 years and they were very sad and they were just wondering what's going to be the fate of this boat. Is it going to finally sink? Is it going to be, what's going to happen? And to see it come back to life and being used on the lake, it really excites them. Everybody here is boat fanatics. There's a reason why they're here, and we have become boat fanatics as well. So actually yacht fanatics. This is a yacht. I'm going to be using the Marine 31 buffing compound on this, and I've heard that it works really, really good with minimal effort. So that's what I'm going for, is minimal effort. After our sea trials yesterday, we actually met up with Hoovy and his family out on the lake. They had their yachts out and we all tied together and anchored out and just had a really, really fun, enjoyable day. Everyone came aboard and even the children were excited. They were just really thinking it's a really cool old boat. So one of the big things that happens when you buy a new boat is a new name. We're not going to travel around the lake with Trisha Lynn. No disrespect to whoever that was, but we're going to be removing that because we're not associated with that person. We don't have any strong ideas yet what we're going to name the boat. So in the comment section, you guys could let us know some really great ideas. Being that this is a Trojan, Hoovy thinks 99% effective across the back would be really good. That's kind of, I don't know about that. That's kind of weird. I mean, other children and stuff are seeing the boat. They'll be like, what does that mean? So I don't know about that. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. The boat's really coming along very nicely. I'm very, very pleased with the outcome. When I dumped the money on this thing, it was actually a gamble, kind of a roll of the dice. What's going to happen? Are we going to lose our money? Do we waste our money? A lot of times people buy a boat like this with a survey. We did not do a survey because I can pretty much fix everything myself. And luckily, everything was positive about the boat. There were some small things we had to fix. But like I said, I was fully expecting disaster and it did not happen. It has not happened. The engines run just like the day they were made. They're perfect. No leaks, no oil leaks, no water leaks. It really works very well. So we got many more yachting adventures to go with this really sweet Trojan F36 tri-cabin. And if you haven't heard already, it's a 1974 model. It's really pretty old. Older than me, in fact. If you're curious what kind of tools we use to work on this to get it going, yes, it is the tools we have in the shop because I brought them down here, some of them. They're in my Amazon affiliates link in the description below. We get a small cut and we really appreciate that. And make sure to hit the subscribe button because there are so many more cool things going on in the Wizard Shop and outside of the Wizard Shop. Thanks for watching.